Welcome to the LDS Mental Health Podcast. This is a podcast for faithful women who want healing in their relationships, guidance from God, and internal peace. Each week, you'll hear mental health concepts taught through a spiritual lens from me, a licensed clinical mental health counselor, to help you start thinking in a higher and holier way. Welcome. On this episode, we will be discussing mental health skills through a Latter-day Saint perspective. A statement I hear often when I talk to women about working on their mental health is, I will work on that when life settles down a bit. But guess what? The chaos in our lives and within us is not going away. We can't create a life that is without opposition. That's contrary to the plan of salvation. But with Christ, you can experience the peace He offers even when turmoil rages around you or within you. However, when you are in the natural man state, you will feel the burden of being on your own in a fallen world with fallen bodies, and that can really affect your mental health. We are not meant to do this life without God, and certainly not work on our mental health without God either. Life is meant to feel burdensome without God. So you will have a need to rely on the Savior for help, guidance, and peace. Without that opposing force from the natural man, we would not have a choice because there would be nothing to choose from. So it makes sense that the natural man would create this perpetual feeling of anxiety, confusion, disappointment, and like life is out of control. So that you would want to return to God and receive that peace that He can offer in an unpeaceful fallen world we live in. Remember what Elder Kapitsky said in this past April conference? He said, we will experience stress and turmoil because we live in a fallen world with a fallen body. You will become overwhelmed with having to do everything on your own, and the burden of what that creates, that you will start to avoid things just not to feel that way. Think about it. If the natural man is our enemy, then what would it be like to go behind enemy lines and see what the tactics your enemy is going to use against you and build fortifications for each of those tactics that your enemy has? Then when your enemy comes to attack, they really aren't that powerful because you have built up fortifications to each of their tactics. How about looking at your mental health and how the natural man is affecting it? Then build up fortifications for each of those areas the natural man is causing chaos to in your mental health. When you have these mental fortifications built, then you can have greater discernment for personal revelation. You can have hope in your unchangeable situations of life, and you can have joy in any circumstance, and that really can bring peace. When you don't have those mental fortifications, then the natural man can cause chaos in your mind, confusion in your decisions, keep you on this hamster wheel of overwhelm, make you feel overloaded with stress, have you never feeling satisfied with your efforts, and missing out on valuable revelation for your struggling relationships, and like you're failing with your spiritual habits. I work with so many women who simply try to do more and more to build a life that never gets attacked in the first place. This really is a losing battle because the natural man is going to attack no matter what. It's part of the plan. So why not get behind enemy lines and be prepared for those inevitable attacks? When you build fortifications for those inevitable attacks, then you can achieve that peace in your unchangeable situation. But if you don't build those mental fortifications, then you will inevitably feel distant from God, like you're a failure, confused, and lonely. Even Elder Bednar said, understanding the intent of your enemy is vital to effective preparation for possible attacks. Do you see that important word there? Prepare. Your job is not to try to build a life that doesn't get attacked. Your job is to prepare for the inevitable attacks of the natural man. Spending your time building those fortifications will be worth every minute because you're going to gain back hours that you won't have to spend anxious, confused, disappointed, and out of control. So how do you do that? How do you build those mental fortifications for inevitable attacks on your mental health? I've actually come up with a brand new program that does just that. And I'm only opening it once this year. It's called the LDS Mental Health Skills Membership, and I'm opening it today. The LDS Mental Health Skills Membership will teach you mental health skills through a spiritual lens to help you diffuse those internal battles and connect you with a source, the Savior, who has power beyond your capacity, to teach you to calm your thoughts so you can stop wasting time getting distracted and accomplish more in less time to be more productive. You're also going to learn how to diffuse your triggering thoughts so that you can become a vessel for the Savior to help your struggling loved ones and improve your relationships. You're also going to learn to interrupt that inner critic so you can heal and manage your emotions to cope with life's challenges and spend more quality time doing what you love to do. You're also going to learn to build those mental fortifications so that you can have consistent spiritual habits that help you discern personal revelation and feel peace in your unchangeable situations. Now, this is a new program and it's something I've never done before. So I want to tell you a little bit about how the LDS Mental Health Skills Membership will work. Your mental health needs to be built on a strong foundation. And this membership has 3 pillars that provide those elements to help you strengthen and fortify your mental health. They're content, coaching, and community. In the content portion of the membership, you're going to learn that when you join, you will have access to 4 programs that teach mental health skills through a spiritual lens. You're going to have access to those programs to use as effective for you as long as you're a member of the LDS Mental Health Skills Membership. So the 4 programs that you're going to have access to in the membership are the Removing Roadblocks Revelation Group Coaching Program, where you're going to learn 4 categories of mental health skills through a Latter-day Saint perspective. The second program is the Clarity in the Chaos course, where you're going to utilize revelation meditations in a 30 Days to Stronger Mental Health Challenge. The third program is the Spiritual Survival course, where you're going to learn to strengthen your spiritual foundation to withstand the storms that threaten your faith. And finally, the 4th program is the Connection course that helps you reduce anxiety, release guilt and inadequacies, and access your internal worth. Now, not only will you have access to those 4 programs while you're in the membership, you'll also receive a second vital pillar to strengthening your mental health for future challenges, and that is the coaching pillar. Each month, there are going to be 2 live group coaching classes to ask questions, be coached live on your personal circumstances, and have accountability to move through each of these programs. These classes will be held the first Thursday night of each month and the first Friday morning of each month. And they'll be the exact same class, so you can just choose one that works for you. They'll also be recorded, so if you miss one, you can access it at any time as well. And then in addition to the coaching, you're also going to get a third vital pillar to strengthening your mental health. That's the community of women. In between sessions, as you're going through the different portions of the program, you're going to have life situations that come up, right? So you'll have access to a private community app where you can ask questions. This is going to help you have a place to connect with other women who are facing similar life challenges as you and get your questions answered between coaching sessions. It also is a great place to become motivated to continue strengthening your mental health. And this is all contained in a private app away from social media distractions. Now, the doors are only going to be open for a few days. So be sure to join us before the doors close, because this is the only time the membership is going to be open in 2024. So definitely don't want to miss out on this chance. Now, one last thing I want to address that I see all too often with women when they start thinking about investing in their mental health, I often hear them say, Investing in my mental health means I'm taking away from somewhere else. I see so many women who pass up the opportunity to strengthen their mental health because they feel that financial investment or that time spent is going to take away from someone they love and care about. But here's the truth. You can't keep pouring from a bucket that has holes in it. The very people you feel like you're taking from, if you spend time and money investing in your mental health, are already feeling the effects of a depleted person helping them. All the things you're doing to pour back into yourself are leaking back out of that bucket that has holes. If you aren't learning those mental health skills that help you connect with a power beyond your own, the Savior. Your investment in your mental health will plug up those holes in the bucket and allow you to keep what you're putting in and pass it on to your loved ones. They deserve to have someone show up for them that's mentally healthy and strong. That is how they learn to become healthy and strong too. So instead, how about this? I am choosing to invest in myself so I have more to give somewhere else. This is an investment in yourself that pays huge dividends in the future. Okay, I know that's a lot, and you might have more questions. So I'm going to put my email address in the show notes. So in case you have any other questions about investing in your mental health for future challenges, you can reach out and ask me. Also, the link to join the membership is in my show notes as well. So be sure to click that link, and you can also learn more about the program there. All right, I hope to see you in the program. Thank you for listening to the LDS Mental Health Podcast. I hope you were able to find ways of healing, guidance, and peace. If you liked this episode, please share it with a friend who would love to start thinking in a higher and holier way as well. Or hit that follow button so you don't miss out on any episodes. Also, check out the links in my show notes for other episodes you might like and links for other mental health resources on my website.